Hello everybody, welcome back to Snowrunner. Here on the quarry in Taymyr today, we got a bit of a busy episode. We're going to get the dairy longhorn hooked up to a trailer here, bring it into the quarry, grab some concrete slabs, so we can start on pier recovery. And I slammed into that same spot I hit a couple episodes ago. I don't know if that's like a terrain glitch or something, or if they put that there on purpose. If they did, thanks. Well, it's a good thing the trailers don't have health, or else I'm sure I would have rode off a trailer going into here. So, I'm going to work my way out of the quarry. I'm starting to think about how I'm going to do this pier recovery. I remember the routes I got to take, and I don't think the dairy has the sharp enough turns in it to do what I want to do. So we're going to get it to Zimnogorsk, and we're going to swap it out at the garage for another one of our favorite trucks. And what could possibly be this mystery truck I want to take out, you might ask? Well, it's none other than the good old Tayga. So the Tayga's got the tires for what I think I needed to do, and it's got the turning radius for what I think I needed to do. So I think it's a better choice overall. So let's get this pier recovered. And don't forget to put your beacons on for safety, everyone. And I'm already starting to appreciate my decision to change trucks here. I don't think the dairy would have handled this hill very well at all, especially the slough that this truck has to go through at the bottom of this valley coming up. I don't think it would have handled it. So I'm glad I made the switch to the Tayga. And we made it. We'll drop off these concrete slabs. We're going to grab a slurp of fuel on the way back from that trailer we staged a couple episodes ago. We're going to head back to the warehouse and grab one oversized cargo, and that'll get this done. and a pretty painless drive back. Let's load this oversized cargo and start the careful journey back down to the pier. Yeah, this hill is getting worse and worse. The terrain deformation in this game is incredible, but boy, is it ever stressful. Once you start running some heavy stuff up and down these hills a couple times, you really get in trouble. And here we are. We got the oversized cargo down to the pier. We got a cool little cutscene to watch here. There we go. So, as you see in the top right, Lost Instruments is another one of the normal local tasks that we're going to have to do here. But I'm not going to do that just yet. I am, however, going to get prepped for it in this episode. But we're going to do drilling equipment delivery, which we got to go all the way out to that oil field in the top left corner of the map. So let's do it. We just got to cross the bridge to grab our first cargo containers. They're at that little factory there. And then we're going to make our way north. And here we are. We'll grab these cargo containers and we'll start carefully backing our way out of here and making our way to the oil field. And as you can see, this hill has gotten so bad that I actually am getting stuck going down it now, and we need to winch out. So I actually don't remember going up this hill with a trailer on before. I remember we recovered the step 310 in here, but I don't think I've ever drug a trailer in here. So I look at it, I decide I'm not going to trust the road, and I'm just going to kind of stick to the tree line a little bit and winch my way along. And as you can see, with that little bit of foreshadowing, having to ninja winch already, it's not going to go very well. So, yeah, went about as well as you'd expect. At least I didn't lose them both and flip the trailer over. This is still semi-recoverable, but we're going to need to drive down to this riverbed now and set up to use the crane. So I thought long and hard about what vehicle I wanted to bring the Taiga with a crane on it. I was thinking about using a Russian vehicle, but in the end, I decided I would go with the good old Fleet Star. The Fleet Star is still one of my favorite trucks since we unlocked it in the beginning of Michigan, and I know it's going to perform very well in here. However, the Fleet Star is a little bit light. I get a little concerned as the river starts washing us down the road here, but we're going to get out of the mud, no worries. Alright, the Fleet Star is quite a bit tippy in the Taymyr mud here, but no matter. Let's get set up, get this cargo container back on the trailer so we can continue our drive into the oil field. And I can never resist a time to take a quick photo as well. There we go, packed back down. So our plan is we're gonna set this crane back to recovered so we can winch it along. When we do lost instruments, we gotta start near the oil field anyways, so I'm gonna winch this truck with the Tagga all the way down to the oil field so we can get that consumable in the next episode. So progress was going along pretty good through the mud hole here until all of a sudden my trailer started just sliding off to the side. I lost the whole load, and we found the reason why is I managed to flip the old girl behind us all the way over. So now we got another recovery mission to do before we're even done half of drilling equipment delivery. Alright, Fleet Star's recovered. Let's get these cargo containers back on the trailer. So the crane controls are easy enough to get, but I find myself struggling with the camera a lot. Is that something you guys have happen to you? Let me know in the comments if you have a fix for that. Maybe I have to change some camera settings. Alright, that's a perfect spot to leave the Fleet Star. Let's climb this hill and get this half of the contract all wrapped up. So, that is these 2 cargo containers all done, all wrapped up. In the next episode, we're going to tackle lost instruments, so stay tuned for that. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.